Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris Orme, and you join us as we are rounding up our third season of Franchise Hockey Manager 6. A great season. Absolutely phenomenal. 10 losses, 4 overtime losses, 68 wins is obscene at this level of hockey. You don't see that very often. 355 goals for, 189 against. It's huge. We were 37-4 at home. Just 4 losses at home. We were almost as good on the road. We ended with a win streak of 11. Just, unbelievable. Toronto have fallen far from their mega season last year. They fell down hard. They lost their last 2. They drop, but don't quite get eliminated from the playoff run. Colorado have a very, very good team again. They'll be in it. Pittsburgh, Edmonton, Columbus having a very good year. They actually picked up Ovi from Washington, who have fallen down the list somewhat themselves. Down the bottom end, Arizona, Vegas, Minnesota, Seattle, and Carolina are your bottom 5. Anaheim, Dallas, Ottawa, New Jersey, and Chicago, they look pretty bad right now as well. And then pick 11 would probably right now go to the San Jose Sharks. We have some of their picks, but not first rounders, I believe. Detroit, we have their first this year. That'll be 12th overall right now. Florida's would be number 13. So that's kind of not the best case scenario, but it is where we traded for them. I think we traded for them at 11 and 12, and they've ended up right now, end of the regular season, at 12 and 13. So we've dropped back one player, basically. That's where we are. Should still be in the same area for good players. Big surprise for me, though, would be St. Louis Blues not coming out of that very tough division, but not coming out of that into the playoffs. Very, very interesting. But Washington and Philly get through in the wild card with 96 and 90 points. So Louis Blues have to go into the wild card 84 points. That's how much it's easier to get into the wild card in the West now. Didn't used to be, but it is. Calgary are there sitting on 81. So, yeah. We'll see what these teams can do and how they all play. Honestly, though, we've got to be the favorites. We've got to be. 6 games less for Ovi than Johnny Gaudreau, but 2 extra goals. Johnny Hockey takes the scoring race there. He gets the Richard. Assists as well. Absolutely fantastic. 76 beats Nate McKinnon's 70. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And then points, 138 over McKinnon, McDavid, 113, 112. Austin Matthews falls down a decent amount. He had his 127 last season. Back to a 104 now. Ovi, he does hold his form quite well. Last year he did okay. Last year he actually did okay. But he gets picked up by Columbus and has a good run at things, helping them along. So Vancouver signed him, traded him, and it gets the job done. Draisaitl having another good season, stepping over the 100 barrier right there. And Johnny Ginsel as well, another 100-point player. Elias Pettersson, Kucherov, and then Clayton Clutch-Keller, 10th in the league, just below that 100 marker. So I think we've done really, really well there. But when you look at like goals, it's 18 more in 6 more games. That's 3 extra per game. Like, McDavid's not catching him. It's at least 1 assist per game and a few multi-assist games. He could catch him in assists. In points, no, he's not going to get like 4 points, 3 points a game. That's just not going to happen. Even if it is McDavid. You know, better plus minus, better penalty minutes, more power play goals, more power play points, more shorties, or same shorties, I should say, but same short-handed points, more game winners, a better shooting position percentage. Wow, I tripped over that word pretty hard. Less time on ice, 10 points less game rating. No, the game rating's broken. In this, game rating is broken. You cannot tell me that Johnny Gaudreau, with that season, was less effective in his role than every player above him. You cannot tell me that Nate McKinnon was more effective than Johnny Gaudreau. Like, you can't. And he had the second best season in the league. You can't tell me that Elias Pettersson had a better season, or Keith Yandel, or Chabot, or Sidney Crosby, or Connor McDavid. Certainly not 10 points better. You cannot tell me that Barzal had the same impact as Johnny Gaudreau had this season. Game rating is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Most power play goals. Most power play points. Shorties, though, go to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Cahoon, the big kahuna. We got Sam Girard, shorty points, just eking out there. Game winners, Johnny Gaudreau. Tyson Jost has 12. Jostie's improving? Color me surprised. More shots from Nathan McKinnon. Johnny Gaudreau had a much better shot percentage. Ovi had the best. Tyson Jost 2. Anders Lee 3. Zingle, I'd say 4, because I want to see at least 150 shots. Mantha, Howler, Kane, Dubois, Gensel, Hurtle. Hurtle had a pretty good season. And Wahlstrom there. Average time on ice, 40 games or more played. Drew Doughty, Eric Carlson. Who's the top forward? Zabinajad and Mark Scheifele just ahead of Sydney. Okay. Let's say game rating seems kind of broken. When you know McDavid's going to get an 87, whether he gets 80 points or whether he gets 150 points, you know he's going to get sort of somewhere in the 80s, most likely mid to high. It's a little bit annoying. John Gibson, 73 games, 61 wins. Like, that's more wins than the third most winningest goalie this year played. Almost more, or the same as what the second place guy did. Like, that's obscene. That is absolutely obscene. Yeah, you know what's coming. Gibson tied by Pablo Francouz. Just unbelievable. Shutouts, one ahead of Francouz. Save percentage just behind Francouz. But yeah, save percentage isn't where he was good. So he did slow down. And I do think trading out Victor Mete was a big part of that. Where we did hurt our back end. But not for long. Colorado, 3.89. Pittsburgh, 3.7. LA, 3.51. Columbus with Ovi, 3.5. Blown out the water. 4.26 goals a game. Montreal Canadiens. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Colorado with a 2.4 goals against. Like, Colorado are the best team in hockey, except for the Canadiens right now. 2.28 goals against. Shots per game, we are number 1. Us and Colorado over 40. Shots against, we're number 1. The only team under 28. We got Edmonton, St. Louis, Columbus, and Colorado all below 30. Face-off percentage, we are 10th. Shot blocks, we're going to be really low. We're the 3rd lowest in the league. Hits, we're the 5th lowest in the league. Takeaways, we're 7th lowest. Giveaways, 21st, so not too bad, actually. Not too bad. Colorado's, like, killing every metric. They are absolutely killing every metric. Injury days, we didn't have that many at all. That's good. That's good. Ottawa, San Jose, Minnesota didn't have much. Toronto didn't have much. Boston got killed. Pittsburgh got killed. So, yeah. That's interesting. Like, that's interesting. Hold on. Let me go into... I think I need to be in commissioner mode. And then I think I need to be in... No, it's not going to be in here, is it? Is it just in a regular settings? Is it in face gen? No. Where do I regen all the faces? Or can I only do that... early on? Maybe. I want to rebuild all the faces if I can. But I'm not sure where that would be. I can't remember where that is right now. Okay. I know it's somewhere. I don't know if it's in here somewhere. Or if it's in... I thought it was in, like, the main menu somewhere. Oh, I didn't need to do that. I'll just come back when it's done processing. But yeah, if you know what it is, let me know. Let's see, is this just going to be that quick? Yeah, it is. Good. Okay. So, I would just like, if possible, to go... See, they've all broken their pictures again. So I could go and refresh all the pictures, but there's no point. Defensive superstar for us is our captain, Elias Lindholm. Backed up... Hampus Lindholm, backed up by Elias Lindholm. And then Barkov, Chychrun, and Hamilton stepped up there as well. Offensively, Johnny Gaudreau, backed up by Alexander Barkov. Then Tippett, then Keller. What did Tippett do for us? So he was... Yeah, he was 58 in 62. He cooled off slightly. He had 2 minutes less per game. But no penalties at all. Got another 2 game winners. Was even, and he got 15 from 20 points. Or 15 points from 20 games. Which is, what, 60, maybe 61 points? That's not bad for a season. In reality, he ends up with 73, which means that, yeah, he was on a bigger pace. But he's also, he's got one more goal and assist. He did have like 3 times as many assists almost when he was in Florida. So when he settles, when he becomes used to things, I think that will all come together. He's on that line now with Barkov as well, so they're working well. What did Barkov do for us? Yeah, again, it's not great, but it's early and he'll develop in that, I guess. They both went from the first line to the second line, so I think that's going to take a little bit of time. But they both played well across the season. I will take that. Okay, why is that blue lower than the green? I thought that was... the colors supposed to mean something. But okay, sure. But yeah, Keller played well. Lindholm, Olofsson. There's your top 6, and they're all producing. Max Domi is solid. The top 2 defensemen are kind of solid. Dobson's in there as well. Berniers is in there. So, it's not bad. It's really not bad. We're not paying anyone big money who didn't really work out so far, apart from Rasmus Dahlin. So hopefully that will come together. Kotkaniemi struggled a little bit. Everybody else was cheap. But I think we got some really cheap production elsewhere. So I'm okay. I'm okay with that. But there are some things probably to look at. Yeah, there are some things maybe to look at. Our unsigned draftees, how are they progressing? Yeah, Almquist could be called up. I could probably call up Askarov and throw him down if I wanted to the AHL. Porno the same, Tuomisto the same, more the same. I could just start stacking players down. I don't think we really need to. What's our free agency pool look like this year? Seth Jones. Not that interested in Jones, but Kirby Dak. Malkin, Meh, Capo Kako. Yeah. Zakarensky, Bodquist is in there. Okay. That could be interesting. Bouchard, Joseph, Villalta, Thatcher Demko. Again, there's a ton of good goalies. A ton of good goalies are getting into free agency. A ton of these players are performing. You look here on the back end, okay. 38 years old, we stay away from someone like Mark Giordano. But Zach Werenski on the right deal would be an absolute steal. Riley, Jones, Parayko, especially Parayko, they could be good deals. Joseph could be a good deal. You got Malkin and Bergeron. We got some veterans in there. But that, I mean, you know, there's something to be said for that. There's certainly something to be said for that. Offensive defenseman, you can have someone like a Morgan Riley. Fox looks to be doing quite decent. Joseph Arlard as well. And then we got some good veterans if you want them. But really, there's a bunch of young studs ready to go. There's a bunch of young studs ready to go. Interesting. Trading block. Yeah, 1 year left on him. Couple of decent players on the trading block. Couple that have contracts, couple that don't have contracts. I do find that interesting. Burke on that. And I don't get this. I don't get why Blake Coleman would be a free agent when they give me 2/3 for him. I really don't get why that's the case. I really don't. And there's another decent 3-star Xavier Barnard. Like a 7th D-man. I could probably see a way to fit him in that role. And he could develop. Like, we really don't need him, which is why I don't think I would do the deal. I can't even see what he'd want. He's a restricted free agent. Who kind of owns his rights? The Devils. Okay. But yeah, there's a couple of players there. Then you got Yeremenko and Fischer as well. Not really players we need. So we're probably not going to dive too heavily into free agency. But if I had cap space, you best believe I'm swinging for the fences on some of those. You best believe I'm swinging for the fences on some of those. But yeah, we did really, really well. And with that in mind, let's go see the playoff tree and what our pathway might look like. We came so close to the Stanley Cup last time. We came so close. Wayne Simmons gets called back up. He needs a 71 again. And the playoffs look like this. Calgary, Colorado, Nashville, Winnipeg, St. Louis Blues, and the Edmonton Oilers. Vancouver, LA. Those are some interesting matchups. Those are interesting. Now, Nashville and St. Louis aren't as good as they used to be, but they're both still good defensive teams. Winnipeg got a good offensive core. Edmonton, mainly driven by offense. Yes, those are interesting matchups for me. Vancouver, LA, LA is starting to rebuild into a powerhouse. It's going to take a few more years, but they're starting that journey. And they got such a great prospect pool, in my opinion. I don't think it'll take them too long. Vancouver, they've just been average, but they've got some really good young players. They could be on the rise as well. Calgary, some nice pieces, yes. But without Johnny Gaudreau, I don't know. More defensive than anything, I'd say. Only a few nice pieces on offense. Colorado are stacked throughout like we are. They are by far the best team in the West. I would say that Edmonton can match up with them because they got McDavid and Draisaitl and decent goaltending, decent defense. Colorado's just good everywhere. My main issue with Colorado is goaltending. Because they called up Adam Werner, they went with Francouz as their starter. Saying that, Francouz had a really good season. A really good season. But he's not got that superstar ability. And yeah, Cale Makar's a 4-star. That's their best defenseman. Their top line's really good, but outside of those, it's 3.5-star to Tyson Jost. So, they looked a lot better last season. Potentially, long-term, they still look like a really scary team. And the only player there older than Nate McKinnon at 26 will be Landeskog at 29. Everyone else, 3-star and above, outside of Landeskog and Kadri, they're all young players that are going to improve and get into their prime. And there's no bad contracts. Rantanen's on $9 million, that's fair. McKinnon's on 6.3, that's cheap. Girard's on 5 for the next 6 years. That's going to end up being cheap. So good players, young players, good contracts. Few unhappy people. We'll see how they work out. But I do think they are the most stacked team on that side. And for that, the most likely contenders to get back to the Stanley Cup Finals, where we will face them. They won 2 years ago. They lost in the finals to the Washington Capitals, and Ovechkin might be our turn. Islanders and Blue Jackets. Ovi's got a new team. His old team sort of go up against Pittsburgh again. Boston, Tampa Bay is always fun. We get Philly. I don't know much about Philly right now. I know the big players. I know Carter Hart. I know Provorov. I know Cam York. I know that they're a defensive first team. I don't know a lot about their middle six, their defensive depth. It really doesn't look like they have any. Provorov and York are their two best defensemen. Savard and Myers probably. Back there, Alex Martinez on the third line, then with DeSimone. Carter Hart's good. Eric Comrie is a backup, is okay. Couturier, JVR, Giroux, Nugent Hopkins, Nolan Patrick, Voracek, Kochekny. They're okay. They're loaded with bad contracts. I will say that. 8.25 for Voracek, 32 years of age. Not good. Kevin Hayes, 29, 5 years over 7. No. Not good. Claude Giroux, 8. Maybe. It depends on his new deal. He does have a new deal, apparently. It's another year of $8 million. That's a bad deal. JVR, 7 over 2 years. Touch high. Provorov, 6.75 over 4 years. That's a fair deal. Probably going to be expensive for a while. And Carter Hart needs re-signing. Probably going to go for more than that 8.4. So, yeah, he's still got 2 years, but he's going to need re-signing. They also look to be leaving Farabee go to free agency. So yeah, they're not re-signing Farabee, Frost, or Ratcliffe, which are three I would personally prioritize. They've given new deals to Couturier and Giroux, which suggests they're in win now mode, but I don't see a superstar player. I don't see anybody really to do that. I do see some young players with high potential. I think they've got some of their first and second line built, and they got their franchise goalie, but I don't think that they're going to be good enough. Okay, I am picking Colorado, Nashville, Edmonton, and Vancouver. I am picking Columbus, Pittsburgh, Boston, and ourselves. Those would be my picks. I think those have got to be my picks. It might not work out that way. It very rarely does. I very rarely get things right. But game one of the series is a 3-1 win. Boston, Pittsburgh, Winnipeg, Colorado. They all set up with wins. Oh no, Colorado didn't. Calgary did. Okay. So Calgary, Winnipeg, St. Louis Blues, and the Vancouver Canucks. So I'm 1 of 4 after the first game. But I'm 4 of 4 on our side of the bracket. As long as we get ours right, I don't really care. Okay, that's an interesting start. Let's sim a week and see where we get. So I've decided we're probably going to simulate through the first round, and then we're going to take it more seriously after that. We are 2-1 up. It looks like a lot of teams are 2-1. Vancouver are 3-0 up right now. Chance to sweep the Kings, and they do so. They do so. Let's go and take an update. A lot of eliminations possibly coming right here. Islanders and Blue Jackets are tied to a piece, as are St. Louis and Edmonton. Colorado are 3-1 up. Winnipeg are. Ourselves, Tampa Bay, and Pittsburgh. So I didn't really think Tampa Bay would be winning that series. But again, they're pretty decent. They're pretty decent. Again, I think they've got to be in win-no mode because Stamkos is getting to that age where it's no or never for him. Victor Hedman as well, 31, 32. Vasilevsky's solid. He will be for the next few years. They don't have a lot coming up on defense. They are who they are right now. Apart from that, I mean, a couple of decent attackers that can grow a little bit, but outside of Nolan Foote, nobody with big potential. So they're not a growing team. They've got okay contracts on the back end. Yeah, okay, they're paying the guys that deserve it. If you look at the cap hits, McDonough's probably overpaid. He's probably the one. Braden Point, Hedman, Stamkos, Kucherov, Vasilevsky. Makes sense. It does make sense. Braden Point's got a new contract. That contract is 9.5. You got to pay him. Otherwise you lose him. You've got to pay him. So yeah, that's another team I think's in full win-no mode. I don't think they have many prospects. I don't think they're going to be doing much. But I didn't see them as a better team necessarily than Boston. But I didn't realize that Bergeron had regressed so much either. Yeah, they've got no defense. They've got 2 3.5-star goalies. They've got Thatcher Demko from somewhere. Well, from somewhere. They've got Thatcher Demko, of course, from Vancouver. But yeah, that's really not a good defense. They got one half-decent young defenseman developing. They got nothing else. It's pretty poor defensive core in front of those good goalies. It's a strong left wing, a weak centre, and some good right wingers, led, of course, by David Pasternak. Cachet as well. Looks really, really good. But apart from that, yeah, there's not much on this team. Again, they are who they are. Unless you're talking about Beecher getting a little bit better, Studnicka getting a little bit better, and then it is really Vakanainen. Vakanainen is really the only player that I could see really making a difference in the future. Everybody else is who they are. They're in full window mode. But they do not look as good as I thought they did, so that may explain that one. Okay. Well, time to seal the deal for us. Tampa Bay, Winnipeg, and Colorado can also do that. Oh, there's a lot of 3-2s there. We seal our deal. We get the job done 4-1. Tampa Bay ties that series up, gets through. Pittsburgh and Columbus take their leads. So I can still go 3-1 over this side. And then Colorado, Winnipeg have the advantage, which I did not foresee. Edmonton have the advantage, which I did. And then Vancouver, I went for, actually swept. So, again, if Winnipeg win, I'm still likely to go 3-1 on both sides. That's not bad. It's not rocket science, but it's not bad. These things are decently able to be predicted. Looks like a couple of series there. Didn't quite go my way. Washington and Columbus finally come through. Well, that's blown a couple more predictions out the water. That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay. We're at the end of the month. I'm going to come back when we've stopped updating for the new month. Because it always does take a while. Okay, we're back at that time. Selecting a Hall of Fame nominee. Ooh. Okay. Smith is good. Doug Waite, I mean, big name on the Blues. McGillney was really good for a while. Chesney's decent. Wilson was decent. Kovalev was double decent. Pronger, I just remember being a stud for so long. Not to say anyone else wasn't, but it's probably where I'm leaning out this list. Bellows is good. Dale Hunter, Brad McCrimmon. I don't know some of these as well as I know others. So I remember the impact that players like Doug Waite, Alexei Kovalev, and Chris Pronger had. That's why they're probably my top three. But I can't discount other players like Hunter, McGillney, Duchesne especially. You know, they'd probably be my next three. Doug Wilson, Bobby Smith would be my next guys. And then McCrimmon and Bellows, the final two out of this 10. That's probably where I'd see them. But again, I'm heavily skewed as when I was watching hockey more than other times. And just really thinking of the impact those players had. And for a while, for me, Doug Waite comes close here, but Chris Pronger is probably the guy, the champion for the Hall of Fame. He was just that good. He was just that good. For so long, he was just that good. But yeah, McCrimmon's before my time. You know, he's sort of out of the league when I'm starting to watch it in the mid-90s. Dale Hunter, just after. Was a Colorado Avalanche member, but not really a big part of things for us. Bellows, I know, but I don't know well. Pronger, I watched for a long time be dominant. Kovalev, watched for a long time be dominant. Doug Wilson, before my time, but I know the impact he had. Duchesne, again, a little bit before my time. Sort of, I didn't really pay much attention to him in the few years he was still playing. McGillney was just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And he was on the Devils for a while, which was kind of my one or two teams. Because I was an Avalanche fan, I didn't like the Devils. I did not like the Red Wings. Those were the two teams. And yeah, so he had that extra vision that kind of kept me watching him. Doug Waite, just great. Bobby Smith before my time a little bit, but again, top players. Lama, Wesley, Numanen, Verbeek, Ray Whitney. I liked Ray Whitney. Hamlik, Gary Suter. Yeah, can't really fault him. Prop, Dave Taylor, Theo Fleury, Gonchan, Schneider, Alfredson, again, Latvala, Tuloa, and Mikhailov. If I had the entire list, it's gonna be Jerome McGinley. It would have to be for me there, Jerome McGinley. But I'm glad that like players like him, Alfredson, Fleury, Taylor, especially were not on this list because it would have made it much more tough for me. Okay, playoffs. So Colorado in 5, Winnipeg in 6, Edmonton in 6, Vancouver in 4. Vancouver sweep LA and now head up against a very difficult team, but with more rest. That might work in their favor. Colorado, Winnipeg is an interesting battle. One has goaltending and not too much else. Scheifele, Laine, meh. The rest of them are kind of like second-line players. So they don't really have any studs anywhere. But Connor Hellebuck, hey, him and John Gibson are definitely top 3 goalies in the league. So there's that. Colorado just stacked. Edmonton have their top line. We didn't really pay much attention to Vancouver. Elias Pettersson's coming on strong and having a great season. He's just backed up a 98 with a 99. He's got a 40-goal season in him. Brock Besser, is also solid. Will not pop up. There he will. Not a great season, but he does keep above a point a game. Dips down from 40 to 35, but he gets the assists. So it's kind of a nice 1-2 punch. They don't really have anything else there. They're developing Pascal Dubois. They're developing Höglander. They're developing Docker for defense. Quinn Hughes, of course, is becoming a force in the league. They're really starting to get their young guys through. The players they have between the ages like 25, 26, down to their 21-year-olds, I think is a really important core for them. And of course, they signed Frederick Bluetooth Anderson in net, which always helps, even though they got DiPietro coming through. So a solidly built team. I don't mind that at all. Was that Charlie McAvoy I almost glossed over? It is. There's another nice piece. Tyler Myers, Tanev, Makinov, Heed. Yeah, they're going to be a good defensive team with some really good offensive pieces. Might be too early for them. Tampa Bay overcame Boston in 5. That puts a really good goalie ahead of us. So hopefully Johnny Gaudreau can solve Vasilevsky. We also went through in 5, though, against Philly, which I expected. Washington in 7, I really didn't think. After giving up Ovi, I didn't see them making it up the first round. They came from behind. They got the job done. Kudos to them. I don't know how. I do not know how. I'm guessing it's Samsonov and, some other pieces there, but like goaltending is going to be a big part of why they got past Pittsburgh. And then Columbus with Ovi take 7 and go past New York Islanders. So yeah, Ovi, Seth Jones, and goaltending go up against Ovi's old teams with Carlson and then Vrana, Kuznetsov sharing some of the load up front. Backstrom and Wilson helping out, but not really looking good. Samsonov's good. Yeah, it's a really weird mix in that team. I've got to be honest. That's a really weird mix. And looking at Matt Murray there, with Sidney Crosby and Malkin locking down the centre, solid defence and wing play, nothing special, but solid. I really didn't see them losing. Okay. Let's go for it. Vasilevsky versus John Gibson. Nikita Kucherov versus Elias Lindholm. Let's just jump into the game and see what happens. I'm hoping John Gibson plays well in these playoffs. Foot to point, and just like that, 2 minutes into the series, Kucherov feeds Cal Foot. He pushes it back up. Braden Point gets inside the circle and finishes her off. Well, 2 shots, 1 goal. Not a good start. 2 minutes in. Really not a good start. This is going to be a long series. Here we go. Delorier. Gibson's diving save. Delorier. Sergachev. Good. Stamkos. It's a 2. And this is why we don't watch matches, because we tend to simulate much worse. And I don't know why. But we really do. The difference is staggering. Do we have what it takes to come back, though? We've got a good top 6. We've got a great top 4 in defense as well. We've got one of, if not the best goalie in hockey, who does not play like it when it comes playoff time. Oh, yeah. So far, so bad. I mean, Hampus, Lindholm, Philip Broberg are playing well on defense. Everyone else is either a liability or really hasn't done anything to improve too much. On offense, nobody has stepped up yet at all. Sean Corrali was one of the most. Now it's Barkov and Tippett. We go on the power play. Anthony Chiarelli, 2-minute holding penalty. Can we get a goal back here and get competitive, please? Couple of shots coming in. But we don't solve Vasilevsky. We do tie it up at 12 apiece. But we're still down 2-0. Fast approaching the end of the first. Not playing well. Oh. Yeah, that early goal gave them the momentum. We're just not playing anywhere well enough to even think we can come back here. The next goal is going to be huge. It could swing momentum. We could build on it. The longer the game goes, the more it favors them. And if they get the next goal, this is really tough to see us coming back from. Really bad. We're winning the shot battle. We're winning that count. But nobody's playing well for us, offense or defense. We're barely in the 60s. Hampus Lindholm's playing well. That's about it for defense. Clayton Keller. They're going to pick it up. Is this a goal? No, Chychrun. But Keller loses it. And Gord with a third. Yanni Gord. We're not even halfway through the game, but I'm calling it right now. This is done. One player playing well on defense. Nobody playing well on offense. The goalie not showing up at all. Vasilevsky playing well. Couple of good players for them on both sides of the puck. Oh, we're the home team. We're the home team with the President's Trophy team. We're the best team in hockey. We're the best goalie in hockey. The most productive player in hockey in Johnny Gaudreau. And you know what? It just hasn't mattered. Darling gives it up. Johnny Gaudreau. Keller. Gets the goal finally. Probably too late to come back. A 2-1, we've got a game. 3-1, I don't know. We've been loose with the puck. We haven't played well. Even with that goal, I mean, Keller's still only a 63 offensive. It's not as if that's capped a good game. We've just been poor. Front to back, top to bottom, we have been poor. Any chance we're going to have to get a goal either at the end of this or the start of the next one. It's not going to be the end of this by the looks of things. Not only do we end this one, but we're going to start the next one with a disadvantage. Denisenko giving up the power play. It's a good shutdown. It's a good shutdown, that. I don't really think they did anything, but I'm not seeing a lot of highlights for us at all. Really not seeing too much here. We need a lot more shots. We're not getting any. We're really struggling. We need this goal. We need this goal to go in. To give us something to fight for towards the end of the game. To maybe take it overtime and win one. There we go. Chernak. 32% power play. 32%. Please. We have a face-off. Okay. Johnny Gaudreau. Okay. Oh my God. Let's go. Dougie Hamilton on the power play. Oh, we needed that. Oh, we needed that. We needed that so badly. Is that the catalyst? 35 shots to 23. Momentum on our side. They've given up a 3-1 lead. Or a 3-0 lead, actually. All momentum on us. We just need one more. We just need one more. Johnny Gaudreau with 2 assists. I'd like to see him score. One of the young guys can step up. I don't care. Barkov, Tippett. The latest additions, Denisenko getting called up. Somebody, 3 minutes. We're into the finale of this game. 2-minute warning on the clock. Let's go. Force those shots on net. Let's get forward. Let's get it done. Oh. 40 shots, 2 goals. 38 saves for Vasilevsky. Good game for him. Good game for him. We played like trash. Let's not mince words. Defensively, Lindholm, Hamilton, Broberg, decent. Okay? 2 decent, 1 great. Offensively, Clayton Keller played well, Johnny Gaudreau played well, Domi played okay. But there's so much trash. There's so much trash. Oh, I'm annoyed. I am annoyed that we couldn't come back on that one. More shots, less penalty minutes, comparable hits, 9 giveaways. Like, they weren't good either, but I mean, come on. That's killer. That is absolutely killer. Yeah, they got the early goals. We really weren't good enough early on. Defensively, they were better than us in general. Offensively, I would say we actually had the better offense, looking at these stats. But it came down to goaltending, and again, we lose. Again, we lose. Columbus, Colorado, Edmonton, they all seem to be up. Oh, that's tough. That's tough to take. A team this good, that's tough to take. If we simulate game 2, it's a 3-0 win. It's a 3-0. If we simulate, we look good. Barkov, Lindholm, Hamilton. Like, they still play well. They don't have the offense that they did. Our offense just gets supremely better. Our goaltending gets better. We get a shutout. Like, come on. And we don't give away the puck at all. They do. Like, what's the difference between game 1 and 2 apart from I watched game 1 and simulated game 2? Now we go away to Tampa Bay. The home ice advantage hasn't worked out. We're even right now. We are even right now. I simulate game 3, we win on their ice. Got smashed game 1, but we're going to win on their ice. MacLeod, then Lawton comes up. And then it's all in the third, apparently. Stamkos, Kucherov, Lindholm on a power play, Clayton Keller, and then Elias Lindholm leading us once again to the promised land. Solid defense, some good offense, better offense than them, better depth defense than them. Both goalies were poor. It always comes down to the goalies, really. It always comes down to the goalie. Game 1, they had the better goalie and won. Game 2, we had the better goalie and won. Game 3, both goalies sucked, and then it comes down to the rest of the team. I'll take a 2-1 advantage, but I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy with the team played in that first game. I'm not going to be happy that I can't watch the games. It just doesn't seem like we're able to watch them. And that sucks, because I know you want to watch them as well. I've had requests. But I mean, this is why we kind of can't. And I'm just going to go in and watch this one again. We've just had 2 wins on the row. There's third win on the row. Lindholm, Barker, Braden Point pulls one back. Nolan Foote and Pedersen gives them the lead at the end of the second. Johnny Gaudreau and then Barkov with another late on. Not great defensively, but Max Domi, Johnny Gaudreau, Alexander Barkov killed it on offense. And again, battle of the goalies is even. That's when it goes down to the roster players. Where evens all the way. Yeah, we win the giveaway battle. That's about it. Oh, okay. Whatever player history. Don't know. Olofsson's still out for day-to-day. Bruised his kidney. Okay. We're too good to be playing like this, though. We are too good to be playing like this. Okay, Columbus and Colorado march through in 4. Winnipeg and Washington swept. Edmonton, Vancouver's turning into a good battle. It's 2 apiece. We are 3-1 up. So we're going to watch this next game. And see if those 3 games in a row, couple of them tight, one being a shutout, we're going to see how that simulates versus how it plays. We are going to see. Because game 1 looked terrible. Our team has looked really good through the next 3. Goaltending had 1 good game, 2 pretty poor, and 1 really bad. So, that's kind of where we are. Apologies for that. Had to take a phone call. It took longer than I expected. A good start from us. 6 shots. Giveaway by Foot. Always like to see that on the opposing team. Dougie Hamilton's not starting off well offensively. Everybody else is starting to pick up. Barkov off to a good defensive start. But 6 shots on target. Some saves for Vasilevsky early. They get their first shot. Again, it's good. Mikhail Sergachev holding 2 minutes. Let's see that power play. Let's see that power play. Lindholm with a shot. Lindholm, Hamilton with a shot. Why are they mainly being defensive players with a shot? Noah Dobson with a shot. The forward's not getting the job done. The defense stepped up there on the power play. And after the power play, Foligno, Kotkaniemi, and Noah Dobson gets the job done. We take the lead. This is a game which could see us through into the conference final, into the Eastern Conference final. Right now, they've only got 2 shots. If we can keep it sort of in that range. Oh, Lindholm. Hampus Lindholm, not Elias. It's the defense, boys. It's the defense. Noah Dobson, Hampus Lindholm. We're 2 to the good. Let the forwards play defense. Let the D roam on. Let's go. Let's go. John Gibson's made 5 saves. Vasilevsky's playing okay. But in the first period, he's already faced 16 shots. That is huge. There's number 17. We're winning some face-offs. We're getting more shots. There's 20 shots in the first. There's games where goalies face 20 to 30 shots. But 20 in the first period alone. 2 goals to the good. Noah Dobson with the first. And an insurance marker then from Hampus Lindholm. We can't let them have the second period. We can't let them get back into this if we want to step up. But they are going to get you up early. Braden Point. Like, just that quickly. 81 seconds into the second. Lead cut. Just like that. No, Vasilevsky's got the higher rating. Just like that. 1 shot, 1 goal. Game changed. Now they've got momentum. Now they're starting to build. We had 20 shots in the first period. We've got a single shot 6 minutes in to the second period. And counting. There's another shot. Finally. 3 shots in the period. 3 shots in the period through 9 minutes of hockey. 4 shots through 10 minutes. 20 in the first. We're on pace for 8 in the second. And looking unlikely to actually get to that 8. Let's be honest right now. Everything is Tampa Bay. As dominant as we were in the first, they are dominant in this second. We got 2 goals. They've only got the 1. But we've given them all the momentum. I can't believe after being 13 shots up, they're now back within 4. 5 shots all period for us. 5 shots all period. 2-0 up. 20 shots in the first. 5 in the second. Did they get that much better, or did we just really crash? Did we suck that badly in that second period? I'm looking at their offense, boys. And I gotta tell you, it wasn't them playing good, was it? It was not them playing good. Oh, I mean, Tyler Johnson, 65. That's it. Their next highest are 58. I mean, come on. 80 and a 71 defenseman. So, 65 offense and an 80 and a 71 defense. So, I got a 74, 75, and a 70 defense. I think that matches up against, those 3, similar to their top 2. They've got the number 1 player. That's fine. And then 65 offense, we've got a 67. So we are edging it. And goaltending is very similar. But after that first period, I expected us to really push on. Now we need to step up and really try and get this back in our favor. More shots on goal. So what I want to see, I want to see us shoot the puck. We've got goal scorers. We've got damage dealers. Barkov to Domi, back to Barkov. Tippett, Barkov, tips it. From Tippett. Let's go. Max Domi, Owen Tippett, Alexander Barkov, new look second line. Yes. Oh, that was badly needed. Nervy game. Nervy game. Very swingy game, and they're about to match us on shots. But we move ahead again. Come on, let's get more shots on target. 20 in the first period. We're definitely not going to get to 40. We might not get a 35 for the game. Which is crazy. It's crazy. Through 1.5 periods of hockey, we've only got half as many as we did within that first period. Like, that is not good. Really not good. Oh. They're going to win the face-off. Is this theirs? Stamkos on a breakaway. Dangerous. Miguel Sergachev feeds Stamkos. And just like that, it's a nervy 8 minutes. It's a very nervy 8 minutes. One shot up on them. We're really not going to get many shots, are we? 20 in the first, 5 in the second, 5 through 16 minutes of the third. There's number 6, the magical 6th. The 2-minute warning on the clock. We need to shut down Tampa Bay. They have finally overtaken us in shots. We had a 13-shot advantage over them. Darlene Denisenko. It's a face-off. Beignet. Lawton to Darlene. Rasmus. Taylor Lautner. No, short. Scott. Taylor Lautner. Fuck. Oh, there's a player I think is in the twilight of his career. How about that? How about that? Yeah? Y'all get that? Good. Scott Lawton. Fucking hell, Taylor Lautner. Jesus. He might have done a better job in the sticks than John Gibson today, I'm just saying. Gibson's got good stats, but boy, does he give up some bad goals. Darlene. Lautner. Denisenko. Did they just show the same highlight from this goal 7 seconds ago? But did we really just score 2 goals in 7 seconds? Like, Scott Lawton and now Denisenko on that same line. On that same line, that fourth line. Or is that third line? That's third line. Yeah, because Kotkaniemi's got this fourth line duties, isn't he? I mean, there we go. It's a good performance overall. It's finally a good sim game that we watch. Dobson and Lindholm, defense getting the job done. Braden Point brought them back. Barkov put us back ahead. Then Stamkos got them close. Lawton and Denisenko late on. I thought they might have been like empty net goals, but they really weren't. They had 2 good defensive players. Joseph didn't play too badly. We had 2 good defensive players. Well, 3, maybe 4 if you want to count them. And some decent offense as well. I don't think Gibson played that well. I really don't. Yeah. Like, momentum swung against us because of goals at really bad times. Really bad times. But overall, I guess he got the job done. There were a lot of shots that he kept out. I'm just not impressed. I'm just not impressed with us. I don't think we're as good as we should be. And that worries me. Edmonton takes it 4-2. They move through. And so, once more into the breach. Colorado face off against Edmonton. Last time, McKinnon beat McDavid. And once more, Montreal come up against a team led by Alexander Ovechkin. Last season, his Washington Capitals went on to win the whole damn thing. He got a 1-year deal from Vancouver. He got traded from Vancouver to Columbus. Columbus are going to pay him another year. Is history repeating? If so, Columbus and Colorado get into the finals. Can McDavid have something to say about that? Can we have something to say about that? 5 games for us, 4 for Columbus. It was 4 for Colorado. Edmonton were the longest at 6. They also took 6 to get through. So that's 9 games Colorado have played. It's 12 games Edmonton have played. We have also just played 10. And Columbus have played 11. So Colorado on 9, we're on 10, Columbus 11, Edmonton 12. Will that play a factor? I don't know. But McDavid, McKinnon, Ovechkin, who's our superstar? It's got to be Johnny Gaudreau. After the season he's had, it's got to be Johnny Gaudreau. It's going to be an interesting conference final. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, leave your likes, comments, subscriptions. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. It does mean a lot. But yeah, let me know who you think's going to win. And are you surprised to see Edmonton, Colorado again? And how surprised are you that Washington fall a round earlier without Ovechkin to Ovechkin's new team? And the fact that we make it back to the conference finals with a much better team this year, but we're still up against Ovechkin. And still looking pretty bad when we watch the matches. Let me know what's going on, what you think will happen, and is this our year? Tune in next time to find out. I haven't got a clue. I can't predict this anymore. I'm going Colorado, Montreal, the 2 best teams in each conference by a mile. But you ignore McDavid, you ignore Ovechkin, sometimes you pay the price. That might be what happens. We'll find out together. I'll see you then. Until such times, take care, be safe, and see you soon.